So I trust you've read or heard about how this adventure started. It was late one night at the yacht club, and someone slurred the words, yes, as Oaks, but Cape2 Rio is next year, hey? And details get sketchy after that. They're already sketchy. Anyway, and you'll notice how our attire changes as we did throughout the race, from the freezing Cape to the baking tropics to the rock in Rio in all senses of the word.
Yeah, so the next day we managed to have a meeting at the local pub, as you would. And some important points came out of that meeting. The first is that we were an inland university.
So?
We had no money.
So what?
We had no yacht.
You can find a yacht.
And we had no time. It was 11 months to go. So like classic students, we managed it.
So our biggest obstacles are obviously finding crew, finding a yacht, because that's what you need if you want to sail. And we also had no dog bones to throw, which translates into no money to spend. So we set about it and managed to raise in excess of 350,000 Rand through generous friends and family, and a lot of hard work and balancing academics and all of that.
So the search for the boat started. This is one example of many. It is quite a troublesome process. This is African Fire. Paddy and Brad went down to the Vaughan. We knew she was there. And Paddy was so taken by this name, he was like, this is the boat, we're taking it, it's done, we're going. We got there and the keel was pretty much falling off.
So the fundraising was absolutely brutal, and we all learned a deep appreciation for the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees. We were so psyched on our idea, we thought people would hand us money, but if it wasn't for Amtech Racing, PPS, and Wits Sport, we'd probably be canoeing African Fire around the Zoo Lake Bowls Club.
So this is the boat we ended up with. It was Aladdin, a 40-foot yacht down in Cape Town. You can see the sticker on the boat there. That sticker is made up of the names of everyone who bought miles. Some people who are here actually have names on that. She was in reasonable shape, kind of. Yeah, we had to do a fair amount of fixing to get her ready for the race.
So after our academic year ended last year, November, we all went down to redefine the terms elbow grease. And we spent about 6 weeks working on the yacht, 8 hours a day, like resident bergies. And it was quite a scorecard with the girls in Cape Town. I come back to my yacht, and it smelled like a rock Dusty's den, and there was just sails and mildew.
So while we were in Cape Town, we did a fair amount of practice sailing. We also did some publicity stuff. The media seemed to enjoy our youngness and gees and just our never say die attitude. And again, we try to get as many hot girls on the boat as possible. That includes my girlfriend.
Signing out of South Africa was one of my favorite moments. We knew that after a year of blood, sweat, tears, and fluctuating sphincters, we were actually leaving the next morning, and we were just so stoked. We couldn't believe our luck, and little did we know what the South Atlantic had in store for us. It was a real treat pending on the west coast.
Yeah, so the next day was the start. Next slide will be an aerial view of the start. You can see how small we are on that start line. We were one of the smaller boats in the fleet, Volvo 70, open 60. Quite intimidating. This day we had a fair amount of tears from everyone concerned. It was quite hard on the family, especially the first few days when we didn't have any comms.
So the start was an absolute anticlimax in all senses of the word. We set off in a meager 5-knot breeze, which about the rate at which you blow your coffee cool in the mornings. And so about 12 hours later, we were savaged by one of the worst storms to hit the Cape in years. And the 12 out of the 37 yachts that started, returned, and retired on the first night. And one guy actually lost his life, but it was just the most extreme storm, mountains moving beside you. It was incredible.
That's a satellite picture of the storm, very unseasonal, and it resulted in some quite big waves and a lot of wind. One lesson I'll take out of this night is that we had quite a few seasick guys, which got quite dangerous. We got a bit short-handed. But don't throw a bucket of someone else's vomit into the wind.
So that's a picture of the storm. It was, as Ali says, sort of full-on survival mode, and nobody really ate or slept or did anything. Most of the guys were incapacitated, and new swear words were invented to describe all sorts of things. And one of my fondest memories was waking up when a wave crashed over my head while I was in my bunk, and sort of 2 cell phones and a wallet sort of drift down the alleyway.
Yeah, so day 9, we thought we were clearing away. We broke our forestay. This is not good. The forestay kind of holds the mast forward on the boat. So we made a plan with some rope, and it got it working. But this is quite a mission. We were quite far from South Africa, but yeah.
So a day revolved around your shift and looking for mermaids and contemplating life. And one night in confidence, I told Ali I was having the most vivid nightmares in this one bunk, and I just didn't know what to do, and he corroborated it and said, so strange, so am I. So the next day I set about making dream catchers to try and ward off the evil. It was uncanny.
It was bizarre. So every now and then we'd have to go to the top of the mast to inspect this jury-rigged forestay. It's so incredible at the top of the mast, though. You get away from this very small boat down below you, and you just see a horizon for hundreds of miles. And the water has this most amazing azure blue color. It's something really special up there.
We can't really describe sunrises and sunsets and moonrises to you, and neither can photos do them justice. It was just, they were spiritual, literally, and we felt like we were guests out there. You know, this beauty happens every day, every night, and nobody's there to sort of witness it, and for the duration of the sunrise and sunsets, everyone sort of remained sort of chup still and just appreciated it. So that's a picture of one of the
So that's night shift. We'd have 2 people up, 4 people asleep. And with 2 people up for a number of hours, you do have some quite deep conversations. And yeah, every now and then we'd mess up a sail, and
so
things
packing
would get quite tense.
So packing food was a bit of a pressing issue. Obviously, we were weight restricted, and then fresh stuff goes off. So I managed to get my hands on some bean sprouts and lentils before we left Cape Town, and I cultivated those on deck, and they had some rather adverse traumatic effects on the crew and the colons, and ceasefires were called on a regular basis.
So we made it to Rio, like this. I've only got 20 seconds. But what a life-altering experience finishing here. It was such a sense of achievement.
And then there was the prize giving. There was the prize giving, and we came 6th overall, which wasn't too bad considering the first 4 teams were professional sailors. Thank you. And we were awarded a trophy, and it was just a fantastic achievement. And if I wasn't so against hashtags, I'd say hashtag bragging rights for days. So it was fantastic.